Mm. So we're expecting more snow today and more snow Monday. And just as I predicted would happen, although nobody's gotten killed, because of all this fucking snow, and being piled up to the side, and there's nowhere for even the kids to walk to school. A little 11-year-old boy got hit by a fucking bus. He's okay. But it just, it makes me ill, how much money was it to have the Patriots have all this parade and all this crap, and I was watching on the news that 84% of the people polled didn't think they should have the parade yesterday, and some people are saying like X, Y, and Z, the parade, yeah, but what about us, and that's in Boston, but elsewhere around here, around Massachusetts, a little boy, because he couldn't see because the snowbanks piled up. And I could tell you firsthand, I've walked when I traveled far from around here, and I thought it would be better. We're talking major intersections. You have to go in the street. My God, that should be a priority, people. Getting rid of the fucking snow where major intersections are. Not piling it up so you can't even, where people cross at major intersections, and I had to literally it was just sickening, okay? So I could totally relate, and I know it's the historical storm, etc., but you know what? A little boy got hit by a fucking bus, a big bus, a regular bus. We're lucky we're not hearing that he was fucking killed. Parents are saying they don't want their kid, they're going to walk their kids to school, they don't want them going by themselves. There's snow everywhere, it's a hazard. So I don't care if the budget's gone, I don't care whatever, they need to get rid of the fucking snow. Seriously. I mean, it's one thing if the trains break down and things like that and you can't control Mother Nature, but the actual snow piled up where kids are walking in the street, they need to do something, okay? So you're hearing it from me. 11-year-old boy hit by a fucking giant bus, and it was because it was I can vouch for it. Walking, it was hazardous, treacherous for me. There's nowhere for people to walk, and adults are a hell of a lot more aware than little kids. I don't blame parents. They should be walking their kids to school if they can. We're going to hear more of this. They need to get rid of the fucking snow, period. Seriously. They can't make excuses. The mayor can't be made, it's a historical blizzard, we'd have nowhere to put the snow. No. I heard you're melting a whole thing on the snow. You've got to do it. I don't care. I mean, if you have to pay more, if people are going to be getting killed, and I'm an adult and I'm extremely aware, but I can vouch for people who walk. It's deadly out there with all this fucking snow everywhere, piled up high at the side, as tall as me or something, taller. And then you have to literally walk in the friggin' goddamn street. The 11-year-old boy got hit. We could have been hearing that he was dead. I don't generally watch the news, but with this shit going on, I do, because other people are saying, this old people in the 80s, we haven't even been shoveled out our streets, a side street, and they're just thinking, my God, you're so worried about the goddamn parade, what about us, And I see where they're coming from. Get your priorities straight, These motherfucking stars, these patriots, or these any stars, they're not going to die if they're not celebrated. When, again, you make the excuse, we had a historical storm, and then you just are letting, I see why they feel that way. Oh, and now it's up for debate. They want to actually do it where they're going to force parents to get their kids vaccinated. And I saw some asshole on the news that we've debunked the fact that we've debunked it that vaccinations can cause autism. Well, guess what, baby? CDC whistleblower. You want his fucking name? They haven't debunked anything. He exposed that he was told to lie. You think mainstream news is talking about this? No. I'll tell you who the fuck he is, too. So my mother and I survived our first day of the diet, and I survived it even despite having my period. Eating tons of vegetables, and I'd rather be having, chocolate, but it's fine. She's out walking Omar. I told her to be careful. They haven't debunked anything. They're a bunch of fucking liars. But you're never going to hear it on the mainstream news, people. You're only going to hear it by people like me. William Thompson. He came forward as a whistleblower. He was told told to lie. He lied. You know what I mean? And now he's come forward. But we're going to hear on the mainstream news. Oh, we've debunked. You haven't debunked anything. You're a bunch of liars. But you know what I mean? But they just all back each other up and whatnot. The medical cartel and vaccinations are not as safe as people think they are. But that's fine. Get vaccinated or not. But it sure as fuck shouldn't be in the government's hands to order people to get vaccinated. The next step is we're all going to be forced. They're debating about whether forcing parents to get their kids. The next step will be we're on a slippery slope here, people. These people who say vaccinations are so safe are lying through their teeth. Period. Okay, they are. So, and at the very least, you shouldn't be forced. Sick. It's all sick. It's all sick. I just love knowing what I know, and I'm in the minority, I realize that, and then hearing bullshit on the mainstream news, Now I have to make our almond milk shake from yesterday with sweetened. I said, so I hope my mom, I'm expecting I might not lose much or if any weight on this. I'm not doing it for weight loss. I'm doing it to kickstart. It was yesterday I actually didn't eat until I was hungry, I said, Mom, even if we don't lose weight on this, your body's different. You take, anything can happen, but think about it. The night before this diet we did yesterday, you late at night before you go to bed, you had bread and peanut butter. You'd had a lot. This is when we weren't on the diet. I said, do you really think you were hungry at that time? No, you just wanted the bread and the peanut butter. Being on this diet forces you to just acknowledge hunger. My mom just, Laura, can you make me that? I'm like, oh my God, I'm not even awake. Now I got a leg cramp. You just startled me awake. And I'm like, what do you mean, make you breakfast? I was still asleep. I forgot that I'm making all the meals. She helps clean up. I'm making the meals. Hopefully Omar will go poo-poo. I know if anyone who doesn't know me stumbles across videos, there are videos where I constantly talk about Omar's bathroom things, but it's a big deal, and you have to understand, I have close to 6,000 videos. Most of them I don't talk about Omar's poo-poo, you know what I mean? It's just that I have so many videos, and there are videos where I do, because it's a big deal, especially, with him, when, it's a victory if he goes poop outside. Sorry. So I told you, for whatever fucking reason, no one will tell me. My mom asked her lawyer, my mom asked auntie. Nobody understands why that guardian has to get my mail. And we're having all these snowstorms and everything. My top priority is not, the post office is not 2 seconds down the road. Because people are like, well, you can get your own post office box. Yeah. And then you're not allowed to get it by the month. From what I remember from once, they make you get it like for a 6 months time or something when you get a post office box. You know, and sometimes certain post offices don't even have boxes available. You know. It's just a joke. I don't understand why he did that. He doesn't need to be getting my mail, and, you know, I guess it was just easier for him, or for some reason, just to get the entire address going to him. But of course he can't legally do that. I can get my mail back, but that takes, you know, remember, we've been stranded in here, and the library was closed again the other day, and you know what I mean? It's like, I don't drive. The post office is not 2 seconds down the road. I was just irritated by everything. I'm gonna get up and make my mom shake. I stayed up too late. I was reading about all this controversy involving Soto. Yeah, it was interesting, but I can't do that. I stayed up too late. It's all this controversy regarding weight. We most definitely are getting heavier and heavier, fatter and fatter in the United States. It's an epidemic, obesity, on the one hand. On the other hand, people who are heavy, particularly women, you know, they want to be, they don't want to be put down and whatnot. And this article had to do with clothes, but of course, you know, and I was talking the other day about, the plus-size model, and for the first time ever there was a large plus-size model featured in Sports Illustrated, and that might have been what I saw the other day, and I was misunderstood and thought something else, or I don't know what I told you guys, something that I saw in the news or on Entertainment Tonight or Insider, I don't know. But yeah, people, of course, it's a two-way street, but I totally agree with these men and women. You have no right. There are people out there, and I told you I experienced this when I worked at Friendly's, who call you shallow if you, people like what they like. Some people, I am not offended at all that at 232 pounds, that men who would be lusting after me at 160 wouldn't give me the time of day at 232 pounds. My Joe didn't like it when I gained even a little bit of weight, even 10 pounds. He didn't like it. I'm less attracted to you. Well, you know. But there are people like, you're shallow. You need to see past people's looks. And other people are like, look, you can't dictate just because America's getting heavier and heavier, and now it's become the norm, and you can't dictate who you want me to be, you know, to whom you want me to be attracted. It's the same thing with friends. I don't like men with beard. That's shallow. Go fuck yourself. People like what they like, you know. So I'm with that. I'm totally down with, but I'm not down with ridiculing people, and people can be as heavy as they want to be. But, and it goes both ways, men and women. You can't, it's not right for you to say that I or anybody are shallow because we're not attracted to you when you're much, you know, when you're that heavy.